Hey guys. I've been getting a lot of questions just recently about essential oils and the emotions, so I thought I would hop in really quick and just talk a little bit about how essential oils work to impact the mood and the way you're feeling. They're amazing and powerful. I don't normally talk about this. I often talk about essential oils and how they work from a health perspective. In terms of the constituents, a lot of them are anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, antiviral. So I often am very comfortable talking about that. I don't always talk about the emotional side of the oils, but interestingly enough, the oils work on a lot of different levels. So if you haven't, really experimented with the oils, or if you haven't done a lot of reading about essential oils, you might find this really interesting. So I'm going to talk about 5 oils or 6 oils specifically because they come in one of a really great value emotional aromatherapy kit, and they seem to be ones that people might use on a regular basis. They are typical emotions that people kind of deal with throughout the day. So the thing with the emotional oil, so I'm going to talk a little bit about how it works. So we all know that there's a lot of power in a scent, in a smell. It can, trigger a memory that you have. So think about, just any smell. Like one that comes to mind for me is going out in the rain, like really early in the morning. That smell of it's almost like that wet, wormy smell always takes me back to when I used to row, like when I was in university. And it was a time when I was super free. I had no responsibility, and I was having a lot of fun. It was just a feeling of youth and awesome, and I just felt great. So whenever I smell that smell, what happens is it takes me back to the feeling I had at that time. So just imagine how that might work in your body. So just a scent of something creates that feeling, that memory of the feeling, and your body responds, right? So they're very, very powerful. So what happens is when you inhale that oil, it goes into the olfactory part of the brain, and then it hits into the limbic system. So the limbic system is the feeling part of the brain. And it's really cool because in the feeling part of the brain, that's where a lot of the autonomic systems are governed from. So when we say autonomic system, that's basically the part of the body that just works without you realizing, right? It's like your breathing, it's your stress response or your autonomic system, it's your hormones, it's your digestion, it's all those things that happen in the body without you having to think about it. So what happens is when that limbic part of the brain is affected through that essential oil, depending on what oil you use, there'll be a different response. So sometimes you might feel more calm, sometimes it might lift you up. So it does different things. And then there's a biochemical reaction that again cascades and then creates that change physiologically in the body. And so I'm just going to share a little resource. I'm going to flip my phone around here and talk a little bit about this wheel here. And this is how you use the oil. So there's different types of oils give you a different feeling. So for example, on this chart here, we've got Motivate at the top, and you'll notice that there's a lot of mint-based oils in the Motivate blend. Basically, Motivate is a blend developed by doTERRA with a number of different oils within it, so it is a blend. And it's used for when you're feeling anxious, insecure, or apathetic. Okay, so then we're shifting over here to when you're feeling down. There's an amazing blend called Cheer. It is unbelievably popular. It's a really nice blend, and it's great for when you're feeling distressed, gloomy, discouraged. It is typically mostly citrus oils, and citrus oils have D-limonene in them, which are effective for lifting the mood and helping with depression. Just ignore my kids, they're yelling. Passion is a neat oil, and it's a spicy based oil, and it's great for when you're feeling bored, disinterested, and somber. Forgive is a really interesting one. It wasn't one that I would often reach to, but a lot of the tests that have been happening, they did some extensive studies last year, and they found that this, out of all these emotional oils, this was the most powerful one. So this is used when you're feeling anger, bitter, or disconnected. Forgive. So those are the grasses and the herbs. And then we have one called Console. This is when you're sad, ashamed, or grieving. And it's a tree-based oil. So a lot of the tree-based oils are very grounding, very calming, and can be very effective when you're feeling a little bit low. And then we've got Peace. That's the final one. That's when you're feeling afraid, worried, hurt. And it's the flower-based oils. And the flowers are always really great for uplifting you that way and addressing the emotion there. So really, really interesting. Honestly, guys, I was so skeptical with oils and emotions. Like, I just truly didn't really believe it. Like, I get how they work on a health level, but I just kind of questioned how they work for emotions. But it's pretty cool. They are very effective. They absolutely work. And one of the ones that I kind of just did recently. So we've had a rough week, right, with the tragedy with the kids, and it's just, you know, it's upsetting, right? And it's not like, you know, this isn't about stopping a feeling. What these oils do is they help move you through a feeling. So for peace might be a really nice one for you this week. It just kind of brings about a feeling of calm. If you feel like you're just having a harder time getting through your day, you know, you want to shift your mood. There's some really great oils that work so well for that. So anyways, a lot of people like to start with this kit. It comes with all of the 6 oils that I just talked about because there's something for everyone. And what you'll find is you're going to start using these just to move through your day a little bit more easily, a little bit more grace. And they're fantastic to have in your home to teach your kids about emotions as well. Because what we do know is the most successful adults are people who are in touch with their emotions, and we call these people emotionally intelligent. There's a million studies out there that show that if you have a high level of emotional intelligence, you're actually more successful later on in life as opposed to IQ. Like in the old days, we would measure IQ, and that's not where it's at. That doesn't mean you're going to be successful. It's emotional intelligence. So I truly believe, like I'm teaching my kids about this, is I truly believe if they are starting to learn about their emotions now, and that it's okay to have an emotion with something, and then to be supported, to be able to move through those, I'm feeling like a pretty good mom. So anyways, let me know if you want to learn more. I do classes on these, and you get to smell them and notice the effect. Or if you want a sample, I'm happy to send one in the mail. Let me know, and talk to you soon. Have a great night.